Thank you for listening to this edition of the Christian Car Guy podcast. It's brought to you by Mr. Quick Pick Lock and Road. Mr. Quick Pick is the opportunity for you to start your own roadside assistance business. If you have more investment energy than investment capital, stop working for someone else. Mr. Quick Pick Lock and Road is the opportunity to have your own home-based business, working directly with auto clubs and leveraging a national brand and marketing strategy. Mr. Quick Pick helps people who have run out of gas, locked their keys in their car, or need a jump start. An A-plus rated company with a Better Business Bureau and the 3-time winner of the Members' Choice Award for customer service. This could be the chance you've been looking for to serve others at the point of crisis and even share your walk with Christ. So whether you're looking for a business opportunity or in need of emergency roadside assistance, choose Mr. Quick Pick Lock and Road. MrQuickPick.com. Now sit back and enjoy this podcast of the Christian Car Guy Radio Show.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
Christian Car Guy Radio Show.
I say this calls for action, and now, nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone.
Danger, danger, Will Robinson. Many of you may have watched Lost in Space back in the 60s with me, but anyway, Will Rogers had that robot, but Will Rogers got nothing on me because technology is coming fast, and now even Old Red, my 1995 Dodge Dakota, can have its safety enhanced with advanced warning systems. Really? For just $300, a little less than $300 actually, I could buy a Rydeen Mobile PVR 15W dash cam that has all sorts of advanced warning systems. It's unbelievable what this thing will do. And it's available at Amazon or even Walmart for like $297. And I'm going to share a bit about what that thing does. And you won't even believe some of the advanced warning systems that are coming up on new cars, and we're going to get to those as well. But with all that in mind, I wanted to play sort of a special advanced warning system game of Name That Noise. So here we go. It's time to play Define That Defect. Resolve that roar. Trace that tick. Highlight that hubbub. Name that noise. Chronicle that clatter. So you can call in at 866-348-7884. If you can name this noise, we would love to take your call. 866-348-7884. And if they can name that noise, Kim, tell them what they'll win.
Rob, they have a chance to win some great books from the Christian Car Guy Prize Vault.
All right, you could win one of our really thousands of books in the Christian Car Guy Prize Vault if you can name this noise. All right, one more time, Kim, so they can have a chance at naming this noise. All right, 866-348-7884. This is a live show, and we would love for you to win. You can call in and tell us what that noise is. 866-348-7884. But I got a better one than all those. Safety experts, they could come up with a lot of stuff, but you know, there is an advanced warning system that if you know Jesus like I do, you know, you've got them all beat. And by the way, the price was more than any of us could afford, really. So Jesus paid it all. And we have this advanced warning systems in Christ. And I've been listening to recently a lot of the Ransom Heart podcasts, which are linked there at ChristianCarGuy.com, by the way, if you want to see any of this stuff. We got all this on how you can buy that dash cam thing I was talking about in a minute, all these advanced warning systems, all that stuff's at ChristianCarGuy.com. But I've been listening to these podcasts by John Eldredge, and he's been discussing throughout those what he says in prayer are advanced words, literally asking Jesus in prayer to give you a word to help you get and stay on track with him for the coming year. You know, and you can do that, by the way. It may be August, but we got a lot of year left, and we could use all the help we could get. And once you get that word, you know, in prayer, listening, you should journal that. And as you put that down and begin to pray through it for the year, you can really, that word can help you interpret your life and honestly the adventure that you're going on moving the kingdom forward with God. So in a real sense and in many ways, it's advanced warning is what I have been experiencing and I personally have experienced this since really all this year. I've been really delighting in my daily prayer time along this Ransom Heart daily prayer list. And I keep adding things to my list of the daily things I pray for. You know, it's kind of fun as it gets longer and longer. And I've been asking God, not just for an advanced word for the year, but how about an advanced word for this day? And I'm telling you, there is no telling what a faith-building experience it is and how I have enjoyed Jesus sharing with me words of direction and advanced warning for this very day. This is not all that complicated. It's just a matter of, as I'm going through this prayer of consecration of my day to Jesus, saying, Jesus, what word do I need for today? And this week, honestly, I was suffering through a huge financial setback. It actually beyond my wildest dreams. But anyway, as you might imagine, my prayers were very much along these lines. And so day one, which is actually Monday, my word that Jesus gave me was hope. So I focused on hope. And all day long, at least I had my head above water because I needed all the hope I could get. But the second day, as I prayed and asked Jesus for an advanced word, this time he gave me the word conquer. And all day long, I prayed to understand what am I supposed to do that has to do with conquer? And I struggled. What does this mean to conquer? And honestly, I heard crickets. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what it meant. Well, feeling totally lost, I got up the next day and spent a long time in prayer and got the same word, conquer. Don't you just love that Jesus doesn't go on with the lesson until you understand the one that you're on? So here I am. The second day I began to pray, and then I started to see that what I was to conquer was my own fear. My fear of actually facing the problem head on and possibly having a conflict with a person who was critical to the financial situation I was dealing with. And although I was afraid of the truth in this situation, Jesus knew I needed to know the truth, and the only way to get to it was to wade right into it. And I did conquer my fear, and that person really could not have been more kind. And as it turned out, they didn't even know of the problem, or did they know the truth of what had happened, but they did know how to go get it, and they sought it out. And when they found it, honestly, the truth was pretty devastating. But I did know what I was up against, and I now conquered my fear and met this disaster head on. Because if I hadn't known what I was up against, really, I hate to think what would have happened. So I've been doing this for a couple months, and some of the advanced words really have been gloriously joyful things, and I've been able to enjoy certain things with my wife and my children as a result of these words. But the point is, Jesus has so much. I mean, he really does have so much life to share if we will only ask. So with all that said, I'm guessing that you listening right now, you heard my story and you said, oh yeah, I remember that time I got an advance warning from Jesus. That time he told me in advance that something was going to happen. And you have no idea how you would increase somebody's faith, how you might encourage somebody else to call in and share their story if you would call in and share yours. When you knew in advance that something was coming and it was shared with you by the Lord, 866-348-7884 is a number to call in and share. I would dearly, really love to hear these stories this morning of where was your advance warning? This something was coming. or Jesus was going to give you a word that would help you deal with something that was on your plate. 866-348-7884. This is a live show, and yes, it is a Christian Car Guy. So if you have that car concern or whatever the situation may be, we would love to talk to you. And, of course, we have that noise that you get to name, and we got some people calling in on that at 866-348-7884. We're going to get to that in a minute, but we also always want to mention that all this information, even the very story I just told, is at ChristianCarGuy.com. It's at our website, as well as lots of podcasts of all our previous shows, our Christian Car Salesperson Registry, and Christian Car Centers that are listed with our Jesus Labor of Love podcasts, as we talked about. Christian Car Guy Theater, you can listen to all those episodes. And, of course, even the latest prayer requests for a Jesus Labor of Love, car repair labor for single moms, widows, and families in crisis, as well as the form to fill out if you need help with your car and you're not able to do that. It's all there at ChristianCarGuy.com, and we would love for you to go there and share in our ministry. Ask me a question or anything you want to do. So we have Hugh is actually in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and he feels like he can name that noise. So Hugh, welcome to the Christian Car Guy Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you today, Rob? Yeah.
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. Kim, can you play that noise for him again real quick? Oh, we got a break coming up, Hugh. Can you hold on for me through the break so we can see if you are going to get one of those books from the prize vault? We're excited to hear Hugh name that noise. And I would love, love, love to hear your story of advance warning, where Jesus came in and shared with you something that was going to happen. It doesn't have to be about a car, but of course that would be nice too. 866-348-7884. So much more coming up. Welcome back to the Christian Car Guy Show. Yeah, that was the sound. Early warning detection, like Will Robinson. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. What does that sound like in your life? We would love to hear those stories, or maybe you'd like to play Name That Noise, which, by the way, that was the noise in Name That Noise. And when we left our hero Hugh in Rock Hill, South Carolina, Hugh, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
All right, Kim, play it one more time. All right. 866-348-7884 is the number to call in and win from the Christian Car Guy prize vault. So many books. But Hugh, what do you think that sound is?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think it's the sound of that robot in that Lost in Space program. Could it be? I don't know. Just a guess, but I'm not. It's been a long time since I've seen the program. But by the way, really enjoy your program, man. I sure do. I enjoy hearing you every Saturday.
Thank you, Hugh.
I don't know if that's it or not. But, oh, by the way, I still got the car picture you sent me back on Father's Day. Man, really, in the nice note you sent me. I appreciate that. That was real kind of you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I love doing it, Hugh. And you're exactly right, except I had a little something else in mind. But I think that when, that possibly during the Lost in Space days that they used those voices on the robot, and they, I'm not sure. Of course, what I recorded was a little bit something different, but I know one thing, that Lost in Space was really something, that danger, Will Robinson, and it does not compute. Yeah. Did you used to say that in school too, Hugh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Enjoyed the program too. That family, the whole, it was really entertaining back then. I guess we kind of showing our age a little bit, aren't we? A little bit.
That's no problem. Well, thank you, Hugh. God bless you. I appreciate you calling in again and winning.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, God bless you.
God bless you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Yeah, Hugh beat me to the punch when about this, about showing the age with this program.
You remember it too, Kim?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I grew up watching it, but it came. Of course, I was born in '67, so I started watching it probably in the '70s, I guess. But I do remember the show.
Even in black and white.
Yeah.
It was exciting to watch that robot wave his arms. 866. Why don't we play that noise again? Because there's another answer that might be more along the lines of what I recorded at 866-348-7884. Kim, play it again. There you go. That's the noise. 866-348-7884. 866-34-TRUTH. is a number to call in. We are talking today about advanced warning systems. And, how cool is it now that even if you have an older car like me, you can get one of these dash cam devices under $300, and it will literally, and again, there's a YouTube video, by the way, at ChristianCarGuy.com showing you this thing, but it will literally tell you if you have drifted out of your lane. It will tell you if you're too close to the car in front of you. It will tell you if you got a car coming up on the side. This thing it's fascinating that a lot of what you see in these expensive new cars, you can now just, get your own dash cam and away you go. And I am totally blown away. But, of course, some of the things that you can read about also at ChristianCarGuy.com that Consumer Reports has reported, you can't obviously install an old red like the new, and a lot of cars have got this, automatic emergency braking. In other words, brakes are actually applied. Not only do they know the car's there in front of you, but they're going to automatically apply the brakes so you possibly can not be involved in that collision. And the forward collision warning system that's actually in the one that is in a lot of new cars today, and it's a visual and or audible warning, which, by the way, comes in that dash cam device for $297. So, it's almost fascinating how inexpensive the technology is, because I can remember, it wasn't 10 years ago that a navigation system, the nice one from the factory, would cost you about $3,000. Well, today, if you have a smartphone, you don't have to pay a dime. It's right there. It comes on Google Maps or whatever you want to do. And so the technology is not only coming fast, it is coming inexpensively. But however inexpensive it is, what Jesus paid at the cross and his advanced warning system that he gives us every day to ask him in prayer what's going on cost him everything. And we would love to hear your stories at 866-348-7884, 866-34-TRUTH. And those of you who listen regularly know we have this ministry. It's a 501c3 called the Jesus Labor Love. It's connected to the Christian Car Guy Show because it was founded by all of us, Bob, my Christian junkyard, and Jerry, my Christian body shop guy, and Bill, my Christian insurance guy. We all formed this nonprofit in order to help out single moms, widows, and families in crisis. And the way that happened was, I've been on the air, I guess, pretty close to 11 years now, and I noticed that most of the emails and questions I was getting were from single moms and widows. And so I was like, wow, I hadn't thought about it, that these people are really sometimes in need. And I had the idea to start this ministry. And so if you go to ChristianCarGuy.com, you'll see the Jesus Labor Love application where people can fill out an application. But you'll also see today that I posted prayer requests for people that we're dealing with. And one of those we're going to share here in a minute with you on how they're dealing with it. But people have donated cars, people have donated money. And again, it's amazing that we've been able to impact over 50 people's lives this year with the Jesus Labor Love. And there's been over $5,000 donated that has gone out and helped these people. A lot of them were involved in domestic violence and in shelters. And it's really, really cool to see how God has come for those folks. Well, I have Bruce is in Iowa, and he can name that noise, and he also has a testimony. So I'm very anxious to hear from Bruce. Bruce, you're on the Christian Car Guy Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I am excited. My middle name is Bruce. And so,
hey, there you go.
And actually, as I was growing up, my parents called me Bruce because my father's name was Bob, and they didn't want to confuse it. So I love that name, but I'm interested. What do you think that noise is?
Okay, yeah, I got a guess for the noise. I haven't heard one in a while, but here's the best guess I can think of. It sounds a lot to me like what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, we got to go to another break, Bruce. I'm sorry. Can you hang on for me? Because I really want to hear your testimony, and we want to hear your story. 866-348-7884. So much more. Christian Car Guy Show coming up.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
Advanced warning systems today on the Christian Car Guy Show, and we've got a little Name That Noise game going, but I would really dearly love to hear your testimony, your story of when Jesus came in and gave you an advance warning of something. And we have Bruce is in, I haven't been able to actually even pronounce Massena, Iowa. Is that where it is?
Yeah.
I did it. Where is, I apologize, Massena. It must be close to Des Moines because we have that station there.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually listening through the Truth Network app. So I'm streaming it.
Well,
on the internet.
Awesome.
We're about an hour west of Des Moines area. So.
Well, wonderful. I'm so glad that you're doing that. And so why don't we play that noise one more time, Kim, so Bruce can get it. All right, Bruce, can you name that noise?
You know, my guess was, I haven't heard one in a while, and I definitely haven't heard a lot of the new cars with advanced warning systems, but I was thinking it might be a radar detector. You know, you get...
Oh, yeah, I remember
give you a little forewarning if the cars are, you know, if the police officers are zapping you.
You know, that is brilliant. And, you know, while I was recording that somebody might have been using an old radar detector. I don't know. That's very possible. So I'm gonna give you the prize as well. But well, I think that's a man. I love people's mind. You know, and I remember those. And that is very similar to the sound. I would think that, and maybe that's where they got the idea. I don't know, but I'm definitely dying to hear your testimony, Bruce. What you got?
Yeah, you were talking about advanced warning systems and some of the experiences we might have had with God really just flagging some things in our life. And this was when I was quite a bit younger, just really newly married, living in Southern California. And I'm a motorhead myself. I love cars. I love anything with an engine. I was a mechanic in the Marine Corps out there. And so I drove. What I did with, when we first got married, I didn't even have a car. I just rode motorcycles all the time.
Oh, I used to do that too.
And I don't know if you know, but in Southern California, it's legal to do what they call white lining. And so you can basically go around traffic any way you want as long as you're not on the shoulder.
Right.
And so, regardless, when you're 20-some years old, it gives you a little bit of a reckless outlook when you're riding. And we were down on the beach, me and my buddies, riding motorcycles. And I had, there's a helmet laws in Southern California, though. And that was about the only safe thing I had on me. Other than that, shoes and shorts and whatever else you wear to the beach. And I remember a bunch of my buddies taking off from the beach. We were leaving. And I thought, okay, well, we'll throw this helmet on. We'll get after them. They were going. They were way ahead of me. And that was it. That was the moment. God just really jarred me, stopped me, red light immediately. It's just that still small voice, except at that point in time, it was really more like a holler. And I just couldn't move. I couldn't stop. I couldn't go after him. And it was really the Lord telling me. And all I could get processed at that time was you need to latch your helmet. Now, in Iowa, there's not a lot of helmet guys, but you have a motorcycle helmet that has a strap on the chin.
Right.
And it's not a big deal to just kind of say, I'm going to the gas station, I'll just throw my helmet on, you kind of leave the chin strap undone. And that's not a big, you just think, okay, whatever, just a casual little drive. But this time, I just couldn't go. I said, I got to strap this strap. For some reason, I got to get it on real tight. Shot down the road, went to catch up with my buddies, and as I was catching up with them, they were driving pretty reckless, flying down the highway. And I come to fly up next to them, and I happen to shoot past them, and we go on a Mixmaster to hit an exit, and that was the first and only motorcycle accident I've ever been on, and it was the helmet that saved my life. It cracked right down the middle, and I praise the Lord still to this day. I got 3 kids, and still able to be a father.
Oh, my word. And so what you're telling me, Clay, is that before you got that word, your helmet wasn't strapped?
Oh, yeah. You're a young guy, you think, I'll put this helmet on because it's required by law, to have one on. But normally, sometimes if you're just shooting down the block, you'll just leave that strap undone.
Right.
You kind of throw it on, it's on your head, and you kind of get going. But this time, that wasn't the case. I just couldn't. God froze me up. I just couldn't go until I had to get
on that helmet.
That strapped and had to get it on tight. And I was kind of a little odd, kind of worried about it, kind of thinking, what is this all about? But I thought, all right, Lord. I was just my kind of self-talk. I'm talking to God. All right, Lord, I'll get this strapped. And that was it. And wrecked my bike, spent a bunch of time in the ICU, and Lord saved my life. So still here today.
That is, I got to tell you that I won't ever forget that, Clay. That is so powerful. Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah,
wow,
no
it makes my day. I just love that.
Yeah.
God bless you, brother. And I'm so glad he saved your life so I could hear this. And really that you could have those children and just think how God's going to move the kingdom forward.
Yeah.
Through
Praise
your
the
life.
Lord. Yeah, it saved my life and saved my life when I put my faith and trust in Him. And now I get to share the gospel with my kids, too.
That is so awesome. God bless you. Thank you so much, Bruce. Well, we got Moselle is in Greensboro, and he can name that noise. So, Moselle, you're on the Christian Car Guy. Oh, we lost Moselle. He may have thought that was a radar detector, too. But we have Clay is in Raleigh, and he's got another story for us. Whoa, Clay, you're on the Christian Car Guy show. Good morning.
Hey, Brother Robbie. God bless you, brother. Nice to talk to you for the first time in a while.
Oh, I've missed you.
I have missed you, too. And, it's interesting. I'm calling you to get your number again because there's a story to that. I don't want to bore people about what happened. Had to do with cat litter hitting the phone, so therefore I had to get me another one. But anyway, I said, well, let me call him up, and because I couldn't do it last weekend because somebody was filling in for you. But I just would like to share, next Saturday will be 7 years ago that I had major surgery, and, you're talking about this advanced warning thing. 7 years ago, I was going through something, and it had to do with me going to the bathroom and noticing that there was a bunch of red stuff. So it got my attention, and so this led, for me having major surgery and for me to be aware of my health because we're supposed to take care. And this is a true story. We're supposed to take care of what the Lord gave us.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, then I've told people when I share it with them that, He's going to come knocking on your door.
He will do that.
So, and also another part of that is the being able to have somebody like you that I can talk to and that I got to meet back in April at the boot camp thing. And I'm so thankful to the Lord for that. And I'm looking forward to the one in November because it really, just bolstered things with my life and got my attention. And I've shared that with many people. And I tell people it's not about me because that's what Pastor Rick Warren says in his book. It's not about you, but it's about being able to have people that come into your life and that are around your life that can be very encouraging and uplifting.
Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you got a pen, I'll give you my personal cell phone, which I'll give out to anybody anytime. If they need to talk to me, I have no problem giving that out. If you got
well, I wasn't going to let you do it, while you were on the air because I know you got
I know there may be other people that want to call me for whatever reason that they don't feel comfortable on the air. And I've given out my cell phone a number of times because I don't want anybody to think they can't reach me at any point because this is a ministry and that's what I do. It's area code.
Well,
area code. You got a pen?
Yes, sir. I know it's 336.
You're right. 909.
909. Okay.
2779.
How come I knew that?
Yeah, there you go. So you got it.
Okay,
and
brother.
Feel free to text me, call me, whatever you need to do. And I will always love to talk to you, Clay. God bless you, man. Thank you for calling in.
All right, brother. We'll have a wonderful day and let somebody else win the prize for the radar detector thing.
It's the advanced warning system. I'm glad you brought that up, Clay, because we need to get to that. But God bless you. You have a great day, buddy.
All right, brother. God bless you. Love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Well, Kim, apparently, we need to play that noise again. All right. And along these lines of advanced warning systems, which you can call in at 866-348-7884 and name that noise. But along these lines of advanced warning systems, I would love to know, because I've seen this on YouTube and I've studied all the reports on it and all this information on this dash cam that is there at ChristianCarGuy.com, which will tell you if you're veering out of your lane or if you're too close to somebody else. If somebody has actually bought one of those and has it, I would love to hear how they like it. I would love for you to call in and share. 348-7884, 866-34-TRUTH. If you're digitally gifted and you know how to do those things, I know that they're inexpensive, and like navigation systems and all that, the prices come so far down. New car manufacturers have got to be shaking their head going, well, I come up with all this technology and somebody puts it in a little dash cam that you can put on any car and away you go. So we are going to get to some of the other advanced technology that new cars are coming available, advanced warning systems. We got several more people calling in to name that noise. So we get so much more. Christian Car Guy Show coming up. Just one more segment to share your story. 866-348-7884.
Well, if you ever plan to motor west,
It's a gift to be simple. It's a gift to be free. It's a gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight.
Ah, the Valley of Love and Delight is a result of advance warning, and maybe to put your helmet strap on. What a story. We would love to hear your advance warning story. Maybe you can name that noise. You're listening to the Christian Car Guys Show with Robbie Dilmore. 866-348-7884. 866-348-7884. We have Gary is in Rural Hall, North Carolina, not far from me. Gary, you're on the Christian Car Guys Show. Good morning.
Hey, Robbie. Good morning, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful and anxious to hear your story.
Well, it's been a few years now. I'm 60, but when I was in college, heading back to UNC Chapel Hill, you're probably taking this route. It was Highway 54 off of I-85.
Oh, yeah, I sure have.
There you go, man. It's a common route, of course, getting back to Chapel Hill, that area, Carborough. But it was, I don't remember what year it was, but it was wintertime. I do remember that. And it was in the middle of the night. I was struggling desperately to stay awake. I did the whole drill. I had the middle of the wintertime, air conditioning on, window down, and nothing was working.
Oh, I've been there.
Been there, yeah. And coffee the whole bit. I was feeling pretty desperate, to be quite frank with you. And then on that long stretch of Highway 54, anybody understands what I'm saying if they've ever driven that, it's out in the middle. Most of it is really rural, very country out through there, very sparse, 2 lanes. And all of a sudden, I saw a single light heading my way, single headlight. And I thought, well, okay, so this is a motorcycle, so I really need to, buck up and really get awake because I'm about to pass a vehicle here. And so I stood up, straight and tall in the seat and mustered the strength or whatever to face this oncoming vehicle. And I noticed that this single light, this vehicle, made a left turn across in front of me. Now, this, I would have guessed, would have been about maybe half a mile in front of me. But anyway, nonetheless, so I proceeded. And I was awake now. I was fully awake because of this. But here's where it really gets interesting, Robbie, and I do believe it's intervention from a loving father. As I approached where that vehicle turned left, there was no road. There was no road anywhere. I mean, for countless miles, there's no road to turn left on this section of Highway 54.
Oh, wow.
And so I had just always credited that to a good father. And by that time, I'm pretty startled and fully awake, make it back into Chapel Hill safely. But, yeah, I fully believe.
The wake-up call.
Wake-up call, for sure.
Where did that car go?
Get those lights out of my eyes. Because I was desperate.
That's quite a story, Gary. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I'm not going to forget that one either. God bless you. I appreciate you calling in to share that. Thank you, man.
Have a great day, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Love what you do. Thank you.
All right. We have Cena is in Dallas, North Carolina. Cena, you're on the Christian Car Guys Show. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am blessed, and I'm excited to hear your story.
Oh, well, I had an episode that happened to me about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I had a brand new grandbaby, and I was driving an old Volvo, and I kind of heard the Spirit say, go look at a new one. And I'm very economical, and bills were there, so I'm like, no, it's not the time. But I kept having the pressing to go look at a new Volvo. So I went and talked to the car dealer, and he says, well, you don't make quite enough to pull this deal. So I said, okay. And I had talked to another salesman, and he was asking me about my daughter, what car would a teenager pick? So I knew who he was. And so I wrapped up the deal, went home, just said, I'll forget about it. I'll stick with the old Volvo. When I got home, maybe about an hour after I was home, here or there, I get a phone call from Volvo. And they said, Miss Tucker? And I said, yes. And they said, well, you were just here, and we looked over your application, and come back. You can take the car. That was part one. I went back, and I said, wow, I didn't expect that. Went back, took the car, drove the car for about maybe 2 weeks, had to go back to pick up the plates. So when I went to pick up the plates, now mind you, I have a brand new grandbaby I'm babysitting that would have been in the back seat of the car.
Right.
The dealer said to me, Cena, you owe us. And I'm like, I owe you? I had paid all the fees and everything, and I'm looking at him kind of bewildered. He said, we fixed up your old Volvo. We sold it, and the engine blew on it. And I was like, oh, my God. I would have been driving, and that engine would have blew, and me and the baby, I wouldn't have been able to get out in time to get that baby out of the back seat. And I just attributed that to the Lord. And he blessed me to make the payments, and actually the Volvo's gone. I got another car now.
But it's something you've never forgotten.
I never forgot
it
that.
Increased your faith that he's on this adventure with us.
Oh, my God. And I like, people can say what they want, but deep down in my heart, nobody can tell me that my Redeemer doesn't live. I just thank him every day for that. I wouldn't be here this morning talking to you. And
Cena, you've encouraged me to share another story. And while I got you here, I want to tell you this, that probably about the same time you were buying that Volvo, it was probably about 15 years ago, I had this dear, dear friend. I've actually shared the story on how I shared Christ with him, and he came to know Christ right at the point that he passed away. He was a salesman by the name of Johnny Hendricks, and that story happens to be at ChristianCarGuy.com if you want to read that.
Okay.
But at the moment that he passed away, now understand, I'm a car dealer. I'm by no means a preacher in any way, shape, or form. I was the Chrysler dealer at this point in time. I didn't have the radio show. Anybody knew that I was the dealer in Mocksville, North Carolina. And when he passed away, the Lord told me, Robbie, you're going to do his funeral. It was clear as it could be. You need to get ready because you were going to do Johnny's funeral. And I was like, wait, you don't understand. I don't do funerals. I'm not the guy. But it wasn't, a few hours later, as I prepared for that mentally, his wife called me and said, Robbie, I can't imagine anybody better to do Johnny's funeral than you based on, what the journey that we had shared together. But I knew, isn't that strange? Like I knew that I was going to do his funeral, and I had no clue that would be something a car dealer would ever do.
Wow.
And same kind of thing.
It's a mystery, but he's there.
And I've never forgotten it. It always has increased my faith. So I'm so blessed that you told your story today. Thank you, Cena. God bless.
I thank God for the station. I wake up to it every morning.
Oh, that makes us very happy. God bless. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care now.
All right. We have Dan. I'm hoping he held on. He's in Snohomish, Washington. Dan, you can name that noise, and I know everybody's dying to know. Can you tell us quick what it was?
Well, I hear a Morse code F, and I'm thinking F is for fuel. But,
oh, wow. Now you have blown my mind. Really? Let's play it again, Kim, because that might be a Morse code F. Now listen to that. That's amazing, Dan. You too know something that I didn't know, so by all means you're a winner. But actually, that's the new advanced. What I was recording was the advanced warning system that you're getting in the wrong lane with that dash cam device there at ChristianCarGuy.com. But I'm so glad you called in one day, and God bless. All right. Well, we want to thank you all for listening to the Christian Car Guy Show. Remember, go to ChristianCarGuy.com and check out the Jesus Labor Love Car Repair Labor for single moms, widows, and families in crisis. All the podcasts of previous show. And speaking of advance warnings, Christian Car Guy Theater is coming up again next week. So you want to tune in and hear that. It's going to be a really cool episode of Jailhouse Justice. You're going to enjoy that. And we are so blessed that you took your time to spend with us today on the Christian Car Guy Show. We would ask that you think about this. Slow down. Jesus walked everywhere he went, and he got it all done in 33 years.